Hey, what up everyone? I'm Cool, and this is Gems of War. And today we have the Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom, defeat Dooms and gain points for your guild, build a team from a color purple and search for the Dooms. So we'll make 3 teams, we'll go over the event, you know, guide on Tower of Doom plus 3 teams. The 3 best teams in the world. I know, high, mid, low, you know how it goes. And then, you know, the weekly preview for Khetar. It's a Khetar week. Khetar week somewhere right here. Week of Khetar. So that means Pharaoh Kafru's in the event key drop table, just by the way. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's do the Tower of Doom first, of course. But before that, I must set up the stream. So, I'm going to go to Khetar, run a trial while I do that. Khetar is over here somewhere, right? No? Where's Khetar? Khetar? Up in the middle? Where's it at? Yeah. Alright, trials. Epic Trials of Khetar. Can the auto battler battle it out and win? All by itself? Let's see. Alright, I'll set up the stream, then I'll jump into the chat. Which, Sauna with the gifted, by the way. Running out there. Thank you so much. Get well soon. Something with ice? That would suck. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me upload a thumbnail here. Put it on some playlists here. Cabs are here. No. Little taggy poos. Gems of War, Tower of Doom. Gems of War, Pharaoh. Pharaoh. Alright, I'm speaking English, and I'm playing Gems of War. I think this stuff would just automatically save. What do I stream? I stream Gems of War, and I type that every single time. You think I could find a way to make it a default? I should probably look into that again, because it's probably possible. And I'm a ding-dong. I speak English every time, too. It actually saves that one, though. Why does it save that one, but it doesn't save the game? When I'm streaming this game. So it should save. And just like default to that. Maybe I could figure out how to do that one day. Instead of being a numbskull. I work in the business, not on the business, you know. Alright, jumping into the chat. See who's here. Who's here? Turn your ticket into the train. Hit that like button on 98.7 Hot Chesticles. 0.5. Live chat. Got Beg for Mercy, Starla, Horth, Murda Good morning, hello, hi, happy new year. Guild Wars week again, yep. What's the restriction? I'll have to look at that. Maybe I'll make a team? We'll definitely have a team on Friday. I know that it starts on Thursday, though, and, like, you gotta set your defense by Wednesday. So, if I have time today, I'll try to make it... You know how I usually do? I'll, like, look at the restriction. I'll tell you the best troops. I'll try to do, like, a quick little, you know, what I might be doing. And usually that's what I end up using, so... You know. Marasana. Hello? Yeah, hopefully everybody has a good 2026. Alright. I'm ready, actually. Almost. I always forget about this last little thing that I gotta do here. I gotta... I'm just kidding. It's about to be kidding, but I didn't say it, so I'm not kidding. Alright. I'm ready. Let's get out of here. Looks like we would win, though. You know? We're up by a troop. Oh, did that give you any kind of information? Probably not, but... It's just something to watch while I set up the stream real quick. Let's get into it, y'all. I gotta go pretty fast today. Everybody's still home. Mrs. Annie's off work. I have a full house. So I'm gonna try to go as quick as I can. But you know how that usually goes. 2-hour live stream. Alright, let's get our mail. Or no. Let's go to our guild. Give to the guild. And then you collect your mail. Otherwise, it's redundant. Alright. So, basic tasks are done. Epic tasks, go to purple. Purple's done. So, the next best thing would be whatever's closest. So, we got epic green. Could probably complete that. Yes. Okay, let's do that. Task complete. And I still need to give a little bit more, so I will go to the one that's on 37%. You see how they're both on 5 out of 12, but one of them's on 37% and the other one's on 0, so I'm going to go to 37. And I'm just going to give a few 100,000 here. I mean, how much is it? 250? Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. I think that's enough. Alright, so it was the Vault event. How did everybody do on the Vault event? You know, I should probably save that for tomorrow because most of my information is for the new account. But since you're here today, you can hear the sneak peek that I did get Iron Hawk. I did have enough diamonds. All it took was the dungeon the next day, pretty much, and I got enough. I didn't have to do any crazy trials, or I didn't even have to open my vault keys or nothing like that. It just, I had enough from doing the dungeon on Sunday, which was nice. So I crafted Iron Hawk on my new account. We're level 600 something and we have an Iron Hawk, so it's possible. I don't know if you could have 2 or 3 Iron Hawks at that point, but you could have at least one and be well on your way, at least. And then I got 125 vault keys or so my PB for my new account. I'm just trying to get more and more each vault event. I could have done way better though. I felt like I kind of slacked a little bit. Like I didn't go super hard, and I still got 125, which is the most I've ever got on my new account. So it felt like I was slacking, but I was also setting a PB. So I could have done more, I feel. I could have got 150 probably at least, but I only got like 120 something. I forget what it was, but it's a new PB for my new account. Personal best, you know? Alright, now get our mail. Get our mail. There we go. I usually show you that, but I forgot. I'm sure you're sick of it anyway. Good guild. Look at all the good stuff I got. Why don't you get in a good guild? That's the point, you know? Or you might already be in one and you know you can relate to all the awesome loot you get on Monday and Tuesday from being in an awesome good guild. Alright, the shop, let's buy the troop just in case and the spoils of war before we get started. All this preparation H for our B-holes. Anita's here, yay! What's going on? Alright, Myrneith. She looks kind of plain Jane, don't she? Was she a mermaid with... I don't know what that is. Guess not a mermaid. Why is her... Huh. It looks weird. Like, what's up with her skin? Like, her torso. Is that a clothes? Or is that, like, a weird skin condition? Because she don't have it on her arm. Okay. So... let's do this Tower of Doom, y'all. So, Tower of Doom. How many Myrneith should you buy? Depends where you're at in the game. If you can fully ascend it, I think that's best practice. So, there's multiple. It's like always. There's a spectrum. So, let's go look at it while you ask the question. It's a good question, by the way. So, we are in the shop. We are at Myrneith. Alright, so, I would say at least one, because you want the new troop. And if you're super low level, you might just get one. That's the low end of the spectrum. The middle portion is get the trait stones. You know, maybe you need 8 trait stones for a certain troop. Look at the trait stone there, the second thing that you get. You see how it says 16 minor water trait stones, then 8 arcane spirit trait stones? You're really looking at the arcane spirit trait stones. And maybe there's a troop that you've been wanting to trait that is blue and purple. So you could go to your collection before you like purchase the troop, or before you buy more than one, I guess. Go this, base rarity, you know, show all. And this will show you all the troops that potentially use that trait stone. Once you get down to the legendaries, they 100% do use that trait stone, because they are blue-purple, just like the trait stone. So when you look at them, I can't show you because I have all mine traded, but they use blue-purple trait stones. And usually the hardest one to get is arcane. So you might be looking through these like, oh, I want the Unstable Mind, that unique Madness Storm from Laraza. And I don't have enough trait stones, so I'm going to buy just enough to get that. You might want Shoggoth's, like, Enrage. You might want Scylla's Bone Storm. You might want Triton's 50% start on Merfolk. You know? So look at that. And that would be the middle spectrum of what you would buy in the shop there. You're just buying enough trait stones to get a, like, let's say Triton, his 50% start for merfolk or something. So you would want, you know, however many it is, 8, 12, whatever. Then the high end, if you can, you know, it's just glory. You should have glory anyway. What else are you spending it on? You should fully trait. So you click the R2 until it says mythic. I've already done it, so I can't show you, but down where it says like quantity 10, quantity 20, all the way at the bottom right, it'll say like, you know, rare, or no, it'll say epic, legendary, mythic, and you want it to say mythic, and that'll tell you how many to buy to fully ascend it to mythic. And this is way cheaper than any other way that you could fully ascend a troop. Like, you don't want to be getting, you know, opening keys and getting multiple copies over months. You don't want to use a blue orb. Like, this doesn't cost very much, and you get a troop fully ascended. So you should buy it up until it says mythic. So those are the 3 spectrums. You're either buying 1 copy just to get it, because you are a very low level player with not a lot of glory yet, maybe. You are just looking at the trait stone, and you're getting 1 copy plus the trait stones, however many you need for a certain troop. Maybe merfolk, maybe, you know, maybe Triton, maybe Scylla, something like that. And then you are, if you're high level, you're just fully ascending it because you just want to automatically fully ascend it so you don't have to use blue orbs or get multiple copies or anything like that. And you could go further. Maybe you need way more trait stones. Maybe you need more copies than fully ascended to get everything traded that's blue-purple. You might want to do that. I don't know. Depends how much glory you have, because it's a different trait stone every week. You don't want to blow all your glory on this one color trait stone, but you could get all the important. You could go get Laraza done, and Triton done, and Scylla done, and then, like, stop, maybe. So it depends how much glory you got and where you're at in the game. But good question. Alright, let's go back to the Tower of Doom. And Tower of Doom, so this is a unique event where you kind of have to be tuned in with your guild for once. Every other event, you really don't have to be too much. You know, Invasion or Raid or Journey or whatever. You don't really have to, like, do anything with your guild or coordinate in any type of way. But for the Tower of Doom, you do. There's going to be scouts. So somebody is going to go into the shop and buy, like, way up in the shop and get a bunch of turns, and then they're going to go in every single room, and they're going to tell you exactly what's in every single room. The reason they do that is because it costs a sigil to go in every room. It's not just 1 sigil per floor. It actually costs a sigil for every room that you go in. And some rooms have, like, dog poop in them, and, you know, a dirty toilet, and, you know, a jump scare, and you don't need to go in those. You know, like AKA armor scrolls, life scrolls, attack scrolls. Those are like the jump scares and the dirty toilets that you don't... Like, the scout opens the door, see what's in there. Oh, it's just a dog turd. You know, and they tell you, like, hey, there's only a dog turd in there. You don't need to go in there. You don't need to waste a sigil. Right? So the scouts will go in every room, tell you what's in every room, all the way up. And then you guys, everybody else comes behind the scout and only goes in the good rooms. Because you don't want to step in that. You don't want to get jump scared. You're not going to use that dirty toilet. So, you just go in the unlocks, lux, heroism, fireball, and haste. So anytime you see that, you'll go in those rooms. Anytime you see, like, life, armor, magic, power, I don't go in those. I don't. You know, some people might still go in power. Your guild might be uninformed and still go in magic, but, you know, my suggestion is just go in luck, unlock, heroism, fireball, and haste. And nobody will tell you you're doing anything wrong if you just do exactly what I say. Like, and if they do, you should probably leave that guild because they're being weird. Like, hey, get a bunch of boons. Boons means mistakes, mostly. Mostly. If you're getting boons, you're making mistakes, or you're the scout. So these people are scouts. They're not making mistakes. They're probably scouts. Or they're very high up. Once you get past level 26, like, you start getting boons, and you can't help it, because the boss gives you boons. So, but under level 25, you should be getting 0 boons. If you're following the advice, if you're making it, you know, if the scout's doing a job, and you're following, you know, you're making it so it's not worthless. Like, if they go in every room and tell you what's in every room, and then you just go right behind them and go in every room anyway, then what's the point? Why'd they buy up in the shop? Why are they going in every room? You're just going in every room anyway. You're, like, flipping them off. Like, screw you, I don't care that you're the scout. I'm going in every room anyway. So the shop, you want to buy up to the weapon, because the weapon gives you extra points. So if you can, buy up to the weapon. So I'm going to do that. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. So the weapon is the thing for this event. You know, like the world event has the medal, the raid event has the boss killer, the invasion event has the tower killer. Well, in this event, it's the weapon, the doomed weapon, the doomed edge. It's going to edge until it busts. Deal damage to an enemy and a random enemy. +2 per tempering level. If the enemy uses purple mana, inflict bleed. If the enemy has a doom, break their armor first. Alright, so it deals damage to an enemy. So 2 enemies. If they use purple, it bleeds. If they have a doom, it'll break, so it'll do their armor. It'll be like true damage. But only if they have a doom, so that's only going to work in this event. So it does physical outside of the event, and it does true inside the event on the boss room. So not great, not great. You know, Doom Shovel's still better. Doomed Club, Doomed Glaive, Doomed Scythe, all still better. Doomed Book's probably still better. This is kind of a mid doomed weapon. It's not great, but you want to get it anyway because it gives you more points. And it's a good time to buy it because you get all this other stuff while you're buying this weapon. Instead of spending 900 diamonds and only getting the weapon, you're buying up to the weapon, getting turns for the event, and potions and chaos shards and random purple troops and dark forge scrolls and doom troops and all that other stuff. So it's smart to buy up to the weapon if you can. And it also makes each sigil you use more valuable, and you don't have to go as far because you bought up to the weapon and you get extra points. So now you don't, you know, if you're getting less points, you'd have to go further, right? So it helps you to not have to go as far to buy up to the weapon. But it's only if you can afford it. I know, like, my new account's probably not going to be able to buy up to the weapon. And maybe, though. It might be time. We'll see. Tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. EST. The new account. Live stream. It has Ironhawk. It just did the Vault event. Will it buy up to the weapon in the Doom shop? We'll see tomorrow. Alright, let's make some teams. I need the scouting, though. So the scouting is normally either, these days, it's normally either in your guild chat or on Sid Bushes. So, or they haven't scouted yet. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, that's quite a while ago, and I don't see any scouting. So, let me check online. Let me check online. Chad with a 2! Anita with the gifted. Thank you so much. Running out there with Sana. I didn't want her to be all by her lonesome. Let me check online real quick, y'all. Before I start scouting. You know, if there's no scouting, I have to scout. What's it called? I always forget. I need to, like, bookmark this. Sid Bushes, I think it's called. Something weird. Gems of War Tower. Yes, it's sidbushes.com. So S-I-D, bushes, like you need to trim the bushes.com. And I don't know my map name, honestly. It's probably, you know, it's probably fairly obvious. Oh no. Does not already exist. Why does it always, like, what am I typing wrong? I feel like I type it wrong. Hold on. Why does it say new? That's not, shouldn't be new. Is nobody scouting yet? PHREEKZ? Is that little thing in there? Nope. I can't find it, y'all. Poop. It means I'll have to scout. Alright. Well, that just makes everything take a little longer is all. It's no big deal. But I'm surprised no one's scouting yet. Like, they've got points. Where's the scouting? Are you not keeping track? Are you not helping everybody else? Like, what's going on here? Sorry, I know Tower of Doom always gets me in trouble with my guild. But kind of strange, there's people, you know, they're going to say, we're doing it here on crusaderdingdong.com or something. But, yeah, people have points, so... No, we don't have the same rooms. It's guild specific, so, like, my scouting will not be the same as Horth's scouting. My scouting won't be the same as Sana or Anita's scouting. My scouting won't be the same as Chad's. It would have to be like DC United in the chat for it to be right. because he's in the guild and he comes to the stream sometimes. So I'm gonna have to just scout, I guess. It's fine. Just takes more time. Alright, let's make a team. So the restriction is just purple. Purple. Not bad. What do we do for purple these days? First of all, you want to get the weapon. So, upgradable for me, because I have every weapon upgraded. Doomed Edge, put it on the team, then upgrade it. Ooh, I only got 42 scrolls. I might have to use an orb. Yeah, why not, though? Look, I have 123. I got 26. Let's just use one. These are the best weapons to use Orbs of Forging on anyway, because it's the hardest resource to get. Like, every other weapon uses ingots. These weapons use weapon scrolls. So, if you're going to use a major Orb of Forging, this is the best time to do it right here. Alright, so I did that. What kind of, does it have any good tempering? Drain 2 mana from purple enemies, curse the first enemy. Nothing too special. Like an extra turn or something. So you have to have this on your team, especially when you're fighting the boss, to get double points. So, you know, you could use some other weapon for the other fights up to the boss, but it's very, like, annoying to switch back and forth, back and forth. For me, anyway. I mean, if you got more patience than me with this Tower of Doom, then you could do that. You can make one team without the doomed weapon and one team with the doomed weapon. Maybe copy-paste one, and then I'd probably copy... Well, it doesn't matter which one, actually, but you could do, like, all the rooms with one team, and then you could equip the weapon and do the boss room if you wanted to, but I usually just put the weapon on the team and just do a 3-man team, so I don't have to switch back and forth. Alright, clear filter. Troops, base rarity. So I'm just gonna do, you know, the meta, pretty much, probably. Of course. So Chrysanthrax, if you got it, it's purple. If you don't, Stellarix is fine. I will also make 2 other teams, so don't slam down your controller and turn off the stream. Should I just do Kafrus? I mean, I kind of want to do, like, Thrall Leprechaun, because I feel like that would be more consistent, maybe. But we got an Explode Potion that can make up for not having 3 Kafrus. We could try 2 Kafrus, and if it's not filling enough, then I might... The other option is Thrall Leprechaun with purple. So, you know, your Leprechaun's empowered, it explodes green, and then it gets up your Thrall, you cast that, and then your Chrysanthrax is up. But Kafru might fill on first turn, which is better, but there's only 2 of them. So we'll see. Just gonna throw this on the bottom for now. And class. So the best purple class in the game is Archmagus, especially when you're not looping. And banner, we're gonna want to go with purple. I'm making 3 teams worth, so this is my first team. This is like, hey, you got the best stuff in the game. This is my high level team. My mid team might be Venoxia. You've been watching. You kind of know what I'm gonna do, don't you? Probably Venoxia. Alright, purple and just a color from Kafru, probably. It doesn't really matter. Purple, brown. And then let's minus a color that's not purple, yellow, or brown. So green, I usually do green. Alright, so this is probably the best team you could do. Potentially, we'll see how it goes. We got the Explode Potion, the Enchant Potion, the 2 Kafrus. I need to put on an Anu, if I don't already. Which I probably don't, because I just did the Vault event. But see, I mean, what could be better than that? The strongest troop in the game getting up automatically before the fight starts. Doesn't get much better than that. Magic Scroll. So I got to remember Magic Scroll Room 2. And now I have to go tell my guild about it. Because nobody's done it yet. So, floor 1. Floor 1. I feel like I type this different every time I do it. Floor 1. Room 2. Magic. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Magic. 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 Alright, so I got that. And I'm not gonna, like, insert it yet. It's there. It'll stay there. So just get out of here. We'll go to 3. You gotta do every room. If nobody's done it yet, if nobody's scouted yet, you have to do this. Unfortunately. Alright, look, once again, straight up, enemies are dead. So don't get much better than that. Unlock scroll on room 3. So we gotta go type that in now. That's why everybody always thanks the scouts. The scouts have to do extra work. They have to go in extra rooms. They have to do extra work. They have to go in extra rooms. They have to spend more gems usually. So room 3, unlock. Okay. Now we go to 4. If you get a boon that a guildmate previously got, there's no net benefit. There is, but there's diminishing returns, like really bad diminishing returns, so it's not worth it at a certain point. So there's going to be scouts that go up through the tower, and they're going to get all the stats, right? Because they have to go in every room. So they're getting magic, they're getting attack, they're getting life, they're getting armor. But you remember how the pity keys worked over the weekend, where you had to get 5 gnomes for 1 vault key? Then you had to get 10 gnomes for 1 vault key. And then you had to get 15 gnomes for 1 vault key. And then you had to get 20 gnomes for 1 vault key. That's how the stats work too. So if you get 1 magic scroll, you get 1 magic. And then it's resets, and now you got to get 2. Now you got to get 2 magic scrolls to get 1 magic. Then it resets to 3. Now you got to get 3 magic scrolls to get 1 magic. Another magic. So it's not like you get 4 magic scrolls, you get 4 magic, or you get 5, you get 5. It resets, and then there's diminishing returns as it goes. So eventually you need 10 magic scrolls to get 1 magic. So it's just not worth it anymore. It's not worth these people wasting their sigils to go in a room to get a 10% of a magic. Or 5% of a magic, or 1% of a magic. Like, eventually it's not worth it. So the scouts going up on 25 floors plus, 30 floors, 40 floors, they'll get just enough for it to be worth it. They're going to get the ones that are worth getting, you know what I mean? They're going to hit the diminishing returns, and then if anybody else was to go get magic or life or attack or even power, it's not worth as much because now you're just adding 1 towards the next stat, which you might need 12 of or 13 of. People get it wrong all the time, and they think that they want magic stat or power stat, but just say diminishing returns. That's the answer. And scouts get all the good, the ones that are worth getting. We got another magic scroll here, though. So I gotta go type that in, because I'll forget. I mean, I could do it after the stream, because it's all recorded, but, might be somebody playing it real time right now, and they need the scouting, so. Thinking of other people. Isn't that crazy? Alright, 1 more to do. Room 5. And then I'll make another different team. I might make a different team on the boss room. 4 fights with this one. Filled every single time, though. 4 fights in a row it filled, so I probably won't do Thrall Leprechaun. Life scroll. So I gotta go back here every time. This is why it's not fun to be the scout, but there you go. First floor scouted by Gemma Jameson, the center. Alrighty then, so here's the team code for this one. Before I switch teams, whoops. There you go. If you can somehow, there is ways to screenshot that and then pull text from it. Like, I screenshotted when I got the new Ironhawk on my new account. And there's ways to, like, pull text from screenshots. So you could, if you know what you're doing here, you could use that team code. I know it's on PlayStation. It's probably hard. I don't like it either, but, it's worth it out there to probably somebody, maybe. Or you just remember Chrysanthrax, Kafru, Doomed Edge, Archmagus, double purple, brown, minus green. It's not too hard to remember either. Or you can just pause the screen and then make your team while looking at the screen. Stuff like that. Alright, let me check the chat before I make another team, because I think there's some more questions But let's get rid of this one. And we'll make a mid team with no Chrysantherax. Alright, let's see what Horth is saying here. Binoxia, yeah, I might do that on my mid team. Guild Wars, yep, there is. I'm gonna look at it quickly today, probably, and then I'll be playing it live on Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. Probably not, but if you're a member, if you want to see every single one of my Guild Wars fights, I've been putting them out to members with no commentary, but, you know. I play on Friday, I'll be doing it live on stream, like my Guild Wars fights, and then Saturday I'll be on the new account doing Guild Wars fights live on stream. But then, like Thursday and Sunday, last Guild Wars, I just put up members-only videos of my fights. Horse says, how does the guild benefit from knowing the magic scroll location? They know to skip it and not go in there, and they don't waste a sigil then. And they don't waste their time, and they don't waste their sigils. That's the benefit. Alright, Chad, have a good day, dude. Horse says, if you are new and your team is too weak to get past floor 5, should you grab all the boons then? Nah, it's not going to help you that much. It really isn't. It's not going to help you that much. What you should do is double, triple up on sigils instead. That'll give you way more stats. That'll double your stats. That'll triple your stats. That's better than getting 1 extra magic. Just double, triple up on sigils, like tomorrow or something. You got all week to play the Tower of Doom. If you're a low-level player, nobody's expecting you to go to floor 25 or 26 or scout or anything like that. So what you're just trying to get some points and help the guild, right? So you're on floor 5 right now. I'd say wait till tomorrow, wait till you have more sigils, and then use 2 sigils per fight. And then you'll have extra stats. Or use all 4 sigils to do a fight, you know? I don't know. And eventually you'll start getting Lux and Heroisms and Fireball Scrolls, and you'll be able to go a little higher. That's what I would do. I wouldn't, double, triple up on sigils. It's right here. See the middle thing? Where it says normal battle? You can click on it. And now I can do 2 sigils, which gives me 50% to all skills. So if I was doing, you know, like 100 damage, now I'm going to do 150 damage. Right? Or you could use 3 sigils for a fight. Now you're getting 100%, so you're getting double. Or whatever. So if I was doing 100 damage, now I'm doing 200 damage. You could do 4 sigils, which costs 5, but 200% extra damage pretty much. And extra stats. Extra health, extra armor, extra attack, extra magic. It's every skill. So this is here for people like, you know, low-level players. So they can still participate in their guild event. But, you know, you're not going to score as many points, but nobody's expecting you to get first place anyway. They're just appreciating that you're trying and getting as many points as you can. So I would do that. Do this instead. Instead of going after magic scrolls and wasting sigils, instead of going after a magic scroll and wasting a sigil, you could use the sigil here and get way more stats, right? It's a good thing. I'm glad you said that, you know? Because that'll be another reason why I'm right. I can just say that going forward. Like, hey, if you're going to go in that room anyway and waste a sigil, why not waste a sigil and double up on sigils and get 50% extra to all skills or 100% to all skills? I mean, it is just for that one fight, and like, but the magic scroll isn't giving you a magic anyway. It's going towards the counter to maybe get you a magic later. Going in a room and getting a magic scroll does not make you stronger automatically. It has to add up to a certain amount, and then you get a magic. You get a magic for the whole guild, but just trust me, like, the scouts get the stats that are worth getting. Eventually, it's going to ask for, like, 19 magic scrolls before you can get another 1 magic. And, you know, you're going to have to waste 19 sigils on that when you could have been going in more boss rooms and more luck rooms. And not have to go as high in the tower. Like, we're going to go in every magic room and every power room and every attack room and every life room and every... Wasting all those sigils when you could have used those sigils on luck rooms, boss rooms, fireball rooms, heroism rooms further up. It's just a complete waste for many, many, many reasons. And people, it's such a point of contention with this game, like the Tower of Doom. They don't get it. They don't understand. They think they're right, but they're wrong. And they get mad about it. And it's funny. Base rarity. Alright, let's make a mid type of team here. It might be Vinoxia, and since you said it, really makes me want to do it. Venoxia? Should we? What's the best, like, mid-type of troop we could use? As far as mythics go, if you don't have Chrysanthrax, just in case, Arachnian Weaver wouldn't be too bad. You could use just one of your purple dragons and do the same thing I was doing, kind of. Phoenix is okay. If your Glacia is super high level, maybe. You could do maybe a Kronos King of Ravens thing if you're super creative or something. I don't know. Mist Mother's here, who could add some damage to some other thing. But she shouldn't be your main damage dealer, I don't think. Murthani's Darkness is pretty good. True damage, stealing life with the summon. So other options in case you don't have like Stellarix or Chrysanthrax or a purple dragon, because any of those would work with the team I just showed. Grey King's okay. The Void Dragon, you could do a Void Dragon, the Raza, like some sort of one of those teams. You could always do Zul'Goth too, if you wanted to. It'd be a little slower, but it would work. Some sort of Zul'Goth team. If you wanted to. You can't Zul'Goth the Doom, but you could Zul'Goth everything else and then Scald the Doom down. So those are the best ones that other than, you know, Chrysanthrax is the best. If you don't have that, Stellarix. If you don't have that, a Purple Dragon. And then after that, everything I just said would be the next best thing if you're trying to use a Mythic for this event. Alright, let's look at our Legendaries and make a mid team. Queen Titania's aight. Shaggorath, you know I like Shaggorath. Yeah, Venoxia probably is the best one as far as, you know, true damage to all enemies, green and blue. Let's do Venoxia Shaggorath. And then we need some mana generation for show. So I'm gonna do Leppy. Leprechaun is the best purple mana generator. We got our weapon. We could actually keep our weapon in first slot because this is doing green and blue. This can catch green. This can catch blue. You know, this is blowing up green, which is going to go to Venoxia. So we could put the Doomed Edge in first slot just as a tank, so Venoxia doesn't get killed quicker. So let's do that. And then we want either Thief or Archer. I think I'm going to go Archer because that way, since Venoxia is in second slot, I'll go in on the green. And we got Root Trap, Nature's Aura. And then our banner, we definitely want purple. I can't see it right now. One sec. Alright, now I can. Purple for show, because everything on our team is purple. Smart to do a purple banner. And then, you know, green, probably good. Purple, green, and then just pick a color you don't have. So red. It's always way smarter to do a +2, +1, -1. In my opinion, for sure. There are a couple teams out there where maybe you could not do that, but 90% of the time, it's the best practice to do +2, +1, -1. There's a bunch. There's like Wands and Chrysanthrax and certain teams who are using every single color, but I still do it even then. I don't mind minusing a color that my team is using if I'm getting 3 extra mana to two other colors. To minus 1 color by 1 to get 3 extra on 2 other colors, I think that's smart. So let's try this team as our mid team. And we're on the boss fight, right? Oops. Let me copy it just in case. Yes, we're on the boss fight, so I don't have to scout. Shout out to Juan for the 1. Appreciate it. Running out there with Chad like a doppelganger. He said, "What up, twin?" And Anita said the same thing to Sana. Any other questions before I run this fight? Tyrion says, half is my company's Black Friday, so certainly only able to lurk. Okay, man, no problem. It's good to see you. Beg says, can you do an Underspire team? Sure. Khetar is a solid Magic Kingdom if you have event keys. Yeah, because of Kafru, man. It's one of the kingdoms you save event keys for sure. Always mention Kafru. I'm always like, Adana, Salkeri, Zhejian, and then I always say, Takshaka and Kafru right after that. Tyrion said, laughed on a weekend. We could craft Ironhawk and Zarg, and I crafted Voice of Orpheus. I crafted Ironhawk, baby. Alright, now we gotta go back to scouting, everybody. Sorry. I'll do like two rooms. I really gotta be, you know, not streaming super long today. I'll try to make it up to you tomorrow, maybe. I mean, you know the stream's still gonna be 2 hours anyway, even though I said that. Alright, we don't have any extra turns, right? So let's do this. Gets up Anoxia, and we win. Still don't know what medals I have on. Okay, unlock. So let's go record that. Floor 2. Whoops. Floor 2. Room 2. Oh my gosh, what was it? I think goldfish memory. Was it unlock? Bum 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 bum. I shouldn't even say that I forgot. I should just look at my own stream. Yeah, unlock. Okay. What a goldfish brain. Alright. Recorded that. Room 3. Let's make sure we have Anu on. Because Anu would have made all these teams better that I've already shown. And they're already like kicking butt and doing awesome. So Anu is just going to make them better now. Get up even more reliably. Every single fight we've done, my Chrysanthrax got up, or my Venoxia, you know, one of the times I think I cast a Leprechaun, but now we got an Anu as well, which my new account got its first Anu this past weekend. So, and all you really need is one. So my new account now has an Anu, Anisha, and Anisha badge, and then it has 3 guards, 3 Asmin. I think it only has like, it needs some Orpheus, I think. But it's getting there, man. It almost has all of its globals and hasn't farmed at all. Kind of interested to see like what level I'm going to end up having all the globals by. Like my way might take like slightly longer, maybe, but it's so much, it saves you so much time. Instead of sitting there and farming for hours. Just do it my way. Do other things instead and get other cool loot. Alright, magic scroll. Go freaking record it. Magic. Alright, room for... Let's just put it already. Alright. Okay, so that is the mid team. I like Doomed Edge, Venoxia, Shagaroth, Leprechaun. It's a nice synergetic team, true damage team. Venoxia makes green and blue. Venoxia uses green. Shagaroth uses blue. Leprechaun explodes green. Archer makes a green storm. It all goes together. So if you don't have Chrysanthrax or Stellarix or anything crazy like that, you could do this. Shagaroth to get in the underworld. Leprechaun's not even a legendary or anything. And Venoxia, you know, hopefully you have it. You're a mid-game player. My new account doesn't have Venoxia yet, though. But that's why I'm going to make a low-level team next. Let's get rid of Venoxia and Shagaroth, probably. And let's make a low-level team. For low-level, you know, Atlanta's probably the best, like, gonna hit all enemies type of thing. It might You might lose steam as you go, though. Like, for early, you should probably do Atlanta. You could keep doing it, too. Like, you can just keep firing her, firing her, firing her. That might be the way to go, but I'll take a look here. It's always annoying to look through all these low-level troops, though. Hexrat's aight. It hits an enemy and all enemies below. So you could do, like, you're probably going to have to do 2 of something, like Atlanta and Hexrat, or Atlanta and Ilithian Servitor. That way you're covering more colors instead of doing, like, double Atlanta. But you could also do double Atlanta, if you want. And since my new account may or may not buy up to the Doomed Edge, I'd probably do Black Manacles, Atlanta, Thrall, and Leprechaun. But if you buy up to the weapon, you're going to want to use it. So we need 2 damage dealers, basically, I guess. Because we already got Leprechaun, and we need some damage. Guess the weapon hits a little bit, too, so that'll help. So yeah, I'm probably going to do Atlanta... and, something else. Let's just do this. Let's get Atlanta. She's got a 75% start. You got an Explode and Enchant Potion. She's going to get up really fast. And you can hit twice with her pretty quick if you need to.
Need a little firepower?
And who are we going to use? What was the 2 choices? Hexrat or Ilithian Servitor? So let's go look at Hexrat. Let's see who hits harder. When has lower mana cost, maybe. This is 13 mana cost and hits for 57. And this is 14 mana cost and hits for 62. This one you can get them both in the Underworld, by the way. The enemy is cursed, deal double damage and death mark them. Do we have a way to curse? We can curse the first enemy. Because the weapon can if I cast it. So it could do double damage here and there. I think I'm going to use that. Like Ilithian Servitor is good too, so either one. Does gain 1 magic for each purple ally, so it'd be hitting even harder. And it steals 2 magic from all survivors. So, you know, either way. Maybe I'll go Ilithian Servitor. Put this on the bottom. Put... I don't know, she's going to get up so freaking easy. I think I'm going to put her here. Early on, you could do this, just because you're probably only going to have to cast her and that's it. But, like, for the long haul, you might want to do that. Because she's going to get up so easy on her first turn. You know, 75% start with an enchant potion. Alright, and we go back to our Archmagus, because we don't need a purple storm. Or a green storm, or whatever we did with the last team. And our banner, purple for show. And then I might do... It's either blue or yellow. Maybe yellow because, you know, you might have to get her up twice. I don't know, though. Maybe blue, actually, because she's going to get up, and then you get him up, and, like, that's probably going to be enough for a while. But if you start needing to shoot, like, 3 times, maybe put on a purple-yellow instead of a purple-blue. Purple-blue. Okay, so I guess we'll minus green. It's not my favorite, because Leprechaun, but it's okay. He's empowered. I don't want to minus yellow. I want purple to be the +2. So I'm going to go with Tentacle Banners. This is the low-level team. No mythics, no legendaries. Get this one in the Underworld. Atlanta you get for free at the beginning of the game. Might not even need the Anu now. Because only 1 troop's using it. If you're using an Anu, you kind of want at least 3 troops to be using it, maybe. If only one troop's using the Anu, you probably shouldn't use it, right? Might as well. You'd be better off with another Nisha in that case. Life scroll. Okay. Let me take off the Anu so we can see its true power. Alright, so we scouted 2 whole floors. Let's go. 2 easiest floors, though. Could you imagine back in the day, Cool being a scout? And now you get to see it? You get to see it live on stream. You believe I'm a scout now? I'm like a boy scout. I'm a girl scout now, y'all. Alright, there you go! So now everybody in the guild knows exactly what's in every room on the first 2 floors. So if I was somebody else, I would only go in room 3 here. You skip room 2, you skip room 4, you skip room 5. I almost should just put skip. Room 2, skip. Room 3, unlock. Room 4, skip. Room 5, skip. But it's nice to let them know that you know what's in the room and you... Part of scouting is typing out everything so they know it's like 100%. Like, nobody has to like be like, I hope he's going in every room. You know, like some people only put room 3 unlock, and that's all they'll put for floor 1. They'll put floor 1, room 3 unlock, and that's all they put. But I'm cynical, right? I'm cynical. I don't trust you. Maybe you went to room 2, saw magic. You went to room 3, saw unlock, and you said, I'm done. And you went to the next floor, and you did not check room 4 and room 5. How do I know? I don't know. And if I do know, if I know you, doesn't mean the 30th person in the guild knows you, or that new guy knows you, or those 2 new people know you. They don't know you. So make sure you type it all out. Don't be lazy. The way that I did it here. Floor 1, room 2 magic. Room 3 unlock. Room 4 magic. Room 5 life. Floor 2, room 2 unlock. Room 3 magic. Room 4 life. Room 5 life. Type it all out so they know. Everybody in the guild knows that I checked every room. And they know exactly what's in there. You can't just type out only the ones that you want to type out because you're lazy. Alright, let's do the boss, might as well, and then we'll show the team code, and we'll move on to the weekly preview and all that business. The guild, wars, the Underspire. Hey, we're gonna have to use something else. We got 3 damage dealers, technically. We got the weapon, Atlanta, and a Lithian Servitor. We got lots of damage on this low-level team. Here's the team code in case you can screenshot it and pull the text, or you just have a good memory, or you can pause it. Doomed Edge, Lithian Servitor, Atlanta, Leprechaun. And like I said, later on I might move Atlanta up 1 slot when I need to start casting. If I need 3 shots, like I need Atlanta twice and a Lithian Servitor. So that might happen when you're on freaking floor 20. So that's Tower of Doom. Any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the weekly preview. Yeah, I'll do an Underspire for sure, Beg. Just a little bit in a little bit. If you can hang around. If you can't hang around, I'll do it now. Of course, but I usually do it after like Soul Forge and Event Key Drop Table. Tyrion says I'll take 1 box of Thin Mints and a bag. Yeah. I'm a scout. I can tie a knot. I can set snare traps. I can sew. Alright, let's do this weekly preview. Queen of Denial, new epic troop, Myrneith. Get this troop with glory from the Wards tab of the shop. Tower of Doom. Defeat Dooms to gain points for your guild. Build a team from a colored purple and search for the Dooms. Just did 3 teams. 3 best teams in the game. New Mythic Troop. Crom Crotch. Exclusive to Glory, Gem Guild, and VIP chests for 1 week only. You know what that means? It's the only mythic you can get right now no matter what you do. Except for an event keys, obviously. But it makes it sound like it's exclusive, an exclusive drop. Where'd you find this one? But no, it's not good, and that just means you can't get anything else. You keep opening keys, you're only going to keep getting crotches. Incoming Guild Wars. A new Guild Wars is starting soon. Don't forget to set up your keeps defenses. Wilhelmina's Rose for 34 more days. Week of Khetar. All Khetar troops gain 10% to skills. Week of Mystics, 10% to skills. Bonus souls if you use Murneath in PvP and Explorer. You get 40 big bad souls. You shouldn't do that. Soulforge. Dummy. Let's look and see what's in here. Let's look and see and view. What's the dragon? Amethylos. So if you need the purple Diamantina dragon, if it's the last one you need. So you've been opening eggs for Diamantina for some reason. You have 4 or 5. You're looking for the last one, and it's the purple dragon that you need. And you saved up 2,000 Dragonite. Then you would craft this. Otherwise, keep saving your Dragonite for Stellarix or Chrysantheraxes or better. That'd be a very, very specific person there that would craft that. The Mythics. What do we got? Possessed King, Phoenicia, Umanath, and Manticoras. So, for me, the best one here would be, I guess, Phoenicia. It's really close between these two. These are the 2 best. These days, Phoenicia used to be meta. This used to be Chrysantherax right here. This used to be Tesla right here. This used to be the Ruby Weapon. She used to be that. She was meta. Was Fomag. Phoenicia Magma Dragon was the team. And it was the best team in the game and hit the hardest. It was the Chrysantherax. But, you know, that's what she suffered from now. Like, there's other things that are better than her now. So we don't use her very much anymore. But it's still a good team. Phoenicia, Fomag, you know, Magma Dragon. Still a good team. It still hits hard. She's still in there, like A tier, A minus maybe. She's still in there with like Guard's Avatar and Scourge of Honor as far as like good damage that hits all enemies. Not a top 20 anymore though. I don't know if she ever was. She's probably borderline. I don't know. When she was meta, she probably was. But right now, she's not a top 20. Just a really good A minus tier mythic, I guess. She should probably keep saving for other better S tier mythics still. But if you already got all the top 10s and top 20s and you're looking for the next best thing, it would probably be Phoenicia here. 24 green, red, yellow, Suncrest Elemental Strix. Deal damage to all enemies, boosted by red gems and burning enemies. If there's a Firestorm, deal double damage. So that's where the Magma Dragon comes in. It has a Firestorm. A perpetual Firestorm that every turn there's a Firestorm. So it makes her hit for double damage every time you cast her. And the storm is red and, I think red and brown, right? So you got red gems falling all the time. You have a Firestorm all the time. And Magma Dragon also hits all enemies, so it's a really good combo. 50% chance to burn a random enemy at the start of my turn. Gain 1 magic for each red ally. Solid mythic. Possessed King would be next. 26 blue, green, purple, Darkstone, demon, human. How can you be a demon and a human? Deal damage to all enemies, boosted by both demon allies and enemies. There are 3 separate 20% chances to transform a random enemy into a demon. Explode 2 random gems on 4 or 5 gem match. That's mostly why you use it, is that third trait. This is never the star of the show. Phoenicia used to be the star of the show on her team. This guy is never the star of the show, but he has a good third trait. He was like the budget Kafru, budget Zarg, budget Emberclaw before we had those. He kind of did that. On 4 or 5 gem match, though, you had to actually start looping to start exploding, so that's why it's not as good. But if you have a loopy team like a Sycorax team or something like that, you're just doing a bunch of 4 or 5 gem matches, it adds some mana gain by exploding every time you do that. So
It does hit all enemies. Sometimes it'll transform an enemy that's almost dead, and it's kind of annoying, so you don't really want to be casting it unless you're killing something, like finishing it off. Because I swear, like, you'll hit something for... So something will have 51 HP, and you'll hit it for 50, and then it will transform it and give it full life back. So, you don't really want to be casting it unless it's literally killing to finish something off. Because otherwise you might transform them and actually give them more HP. So, Phoenicia slightly better than Possessed King, I would say. And then we got Umanath or Mantichorus. I guess Mantichorus. It does hit 3 enemies. It is doing true damage. It'd probably be the 3rd best this week. 22 blue, green, yellow Leonis Empire monster. Deal true damage to 3 random enemies and drain 8 mana from them. If the enemy is poisoned, drain double the mana. Wish it did double damage instead of draining double the mana. But, you know. Poison a random enemy matching blue gems. Impervious. Summon an ice storm at the start of battle. So it's kind of, you know, solid, okay, mythic. I wish it hit 4 enemies. I wish it did double damage to poisoned enemies or something. It could be better. It's probably like a B- or something like that. It's alright. And then last would be Umanath. And I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it's just kind of like a mid mythic. 25 green, red, brown, Pride Lands, Divine Raksha. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by all their skills. If the enemy dies, gain 10 attack and create 12 skulls. Place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage. It's okay. It's like a C tier. So yeah, if you're going to craft anything, it would be Phoenicia, but I would recommend waiting for something better. Legendaries. We don't craft those, but we still rank them anyway for fun. We only craft Tesla or Emberclaw. I'm going to say that every single week to make sure you don't make that mistake. My chat crashed. Cool. We got Crimson Bat. We got Dracos. We have Charybdis. And we have Grimfeather. So the best one for the legendaries is probably Crimson Bat. 14 blue, red, Galvania, Undead Monster. Deal true damage to all enemies. Gain life. Deal double skull damage to wounded enemies. And deal double skull damage to Divine. It's usually not the star of the show once again. It usually goes with something else. It might go with Draculus and Ghost Queen. It might go with the Grey King or something. It might go with Morthani. But it's usually not the star of the show. It's usually on an undead team as extra damage, maybe. To finish, like, if your Morthani's not killing everything in one shot, it might finish things off. It's got a lower mana cost, you know? It's nice. It's a nice little backup damage for undead teams. But it's also, you know, not Tesla. It's not Emberclaw. It's probably not top 10 or anything like that. But it's kind of like Phoenicia for a legendary almost. Dracos isn't good. Charybdis. Grimfeather's probably second. 15, a purple-brown, Forest of Thorns beast monster. Deal true damage to the first 2 enemies, then eliminate 7 attack from them. If an enemy dies, create 10 purple gems. 10% chance to summon an owlbear when my turn begins. So that's the second best legendary in here. It's probably a B tier. And we got Charybdis or Dracos. You know, it does nothing, and it only has a 30% chance to destroy. So I guess it's going to be Charybdis third. 15, blue-red, Merlantis, beast giant. Deal damage to the first enemy and the last enemy. There are independent 10% chances to devour the enemies, boosted by 3% for each submerged ally and enemy. Yeah. It's one of those, you know, really low instant kill things. That's probably not going to instant kill most of the time. And Dracos is last. Unfortunately, it's really cool. It's an old legendary. It's always been cool looking, but it's never been good. 15 yellow, purple, Adana, Mech Dragon. Silent Stun and drain mana from an enemy with a 30% chance to destroy them. It's not good. Unfortunately. It's one of the coolest looking troops that's not good. If we're ever going to make a list of like the coolest bad troops, coolest looking bad troops, Dracos might be on that list. Looks cool. Like Death looks cool, but it sucks. You know, there's a few like Apocalypse mythics that look cool, but they suck. And then Dracos is a freaking mech dragon. That's cool, but it sucks. Sorry. Weapons, weapones. All right, so this one you should get in the shop, please. You know, 800 diamonds is quite a bit, and you don't get all that other stuff. You're not going to get all the sigils and troops and other stuff that you get by getting it in the Tower of Doom shop. So don't get it here. You would not, you know, it's not worth it. You're paying way more for it here, for way less. Blade of the Guardian is doo-doo. If I'm not mentioning it, it's always here. Explodey for Khetar, you should probably get that. Collection purposes, at least. Stonecutter, another good one. Explodey for monsters. Tomb Lord's Crook, another Explodey for Khetar. That might be the best one of those Explodies. Tomb Lord's Crook, maybe? If you're going to get one. Scarab Blade is also pretty good. Explodey for Undead. Maybe that's the best one. There's lots of Explodey weapons for Khetar, huh? If you're missing Explodey weapons now, that this one sucks. This is poop. This one's a tool for your tool belt. So if you have every other Explodey weapon, this would be the next best thing. Doom Tome is, you know, third best doomed weapon, I guess. On that one day, against that one team, you might use it every once in a while. It's very rare, but you might. So if you already have the blue, if you have the doomed blade and the blue shovel, this would be the next best doomed weapon for blue. People used to go crazy about those books. They'd rip out the pages and rub them on their nipples and lick it. Another tool for your tool belt. I was always like, I don't know, y'all. Like, it's just one every once in a while, you know, books for defense. Withering Touch, not great. So I'd get, if you're gonna, you know, I always recommend trying to get at least one weapon a week to collect weapons for the kingdom. And any one of these Explodey weapons would be great. And then if you don't have all of them, like, get one that you don't have. And then if you have all the Explodey weapons, I guess Doom Tome would be next. And then Dead Gauntlet. So that's the Soul Forge. You got Phoenicia. You got the Explodey weapons. You got the Doomed Book. The shop. We want to look at Mirrorneath. Oops. You see my VIP 0? Woo! Check it out. Never spent a penny. It's my ultimate flex. Alright, we got Mirrorneath. 13 blue, purple, Khetar, Undead Mystic. Create 5 bleed gems and 5 decay gems. Then gain an extra turn. Yeah. I like the extra turn, I guess. 5 bleed, that's purple, right? And then decay is brown. So 5 purple and 5 brown, then gain an extra turn. If it was empowered, it might be useful, but I don't think it's useful. If you're forced to put it on your team, like, it might be alright. You'd have to explode. And even bleed and decay aren't that good, so I don't know. This is like one, you know, every once in a while we get a troop that has an extra turn that's not good. Normally it's good automatically if it has an extra turn on it, but this is kind of like the exception to the rule here. Because, like, why? All you're doing is putting 5 purple and 5 brown on the board and then getting an extra turn. If it converted to bleed gems and decay gems, like, it could be so much better once again. If it had empowered, if it had a 75% start, if it converted a color to bleed gems or converted a color to decay gems or converted both or something, or it had a choice and then an extra turn, like, that'd be good. But it has none of that, so it's kind of just weirdly stinky. It's like one of the only troops in the game with an extra turn that stinks. But you got the Arcane Spirit Trait Stones if you need those. We kind of already went over it. Troops like Triton and Scylla and Laraza. You need to fully trait those. You can get as many trait stones as you want right now here for just glory. And you also get gold and gold keys and glory keys and minor water trait stones. Not just the spirit trait stones, but you kind of base how much you get based on, like, okay, I need 10 arcane spirit trait stones to go trait whatever, Triton or Laraza or Scylla. Or you just get it fully ascended, like if you're doing that. Or at least get one copy of it. At least get one copy of the new troop every week. There's a new troop in the shop every week. You should at least get one copy. Like we were talking about earlier, the Spectrum. What else is going on this week, y'all? Cat is here. What up, Cat? Good morning. Tyrion says, Phoenicia as a skippable mythic is wild for us old school players who used to use her daily. I know, dude. Fomag was like every day for months. I know it's correct now due to Dragonite eggs. Just crazy. We have multiple stronger troops now. Doom books for a defense-only weapon typically can be useful offensively, but very rare. You dust them off these days. The new Guild Wars made books near obsolete compared to old. It's one of those situations where I was right, and then I was even more right later. You know what I mean? I love that. Alright, what else is going on this week, y'all? We got a Khetar week, of course. Khetar Underspire, Khetar Event Key Drop Table, Khetar Epic Trials, Khetar Weapons in the Soul Forge, Khetar Glory Shop Troop. It's a Khetar week. We got Raid Event as our guild event. No, that's wrong. This calendar's wrong. We got Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom it's not Raid Event. So the calendar is wrong on the gemsofwar.com website, by the way. As far as what guild event it is. It's Tower of Doom this week. And I did 3 teams earlier this stream if you need them. But we do have Fang Moor tomorrow, right? Is that a Khetar faction? And then we got the Sphinx pet, the mimic styled like sarcophagus pet on Wednesday. You could probably see it here. No, dummy. Trying to go fast, and trying to go fast makes me click on the wrong things, then I go slow. It's right there, you can kind of see it. The sarcophagus mimic pet for Khetar. You can kind of see your... Normally you can kind of see your faction event too. There it is, Fang Moor. So there's Fang Moor. There's the pet I'm talking about. And then Thursday we got... what is it? Necromancer? Necromancer class event on Thursday. And this weekend we got Guild Wars, which actually starts kind of like Tuesday, Wednesday. You got to set your defense. And then the actual fights start on Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The restriction is... Wild Plains, maybe? Yeah, Wild Plains restriction. That's going to be weird, maybe. It's going to be kind of weird. It's like when we had Broken Spire as our restriction. Go over that in a minute. Alright, I always forget to do Event Key Drop Table. I need to do that, because it's a good one this week. So you know how Event Keys work, right? You only get troops from the Kingdom of the Week. It's a different kingdom every week, though, so this week, you're only going to get Khetar troops from Event Keys. So let's go look at that. Go base rarity. Go Khetar. This will show you everything that you could get out of Event Key right now. Pretty much. You know, there's a couple things you can't, but... Do show all. So you got Pharaoh Kafru, who's the main reason you would be doing Event Keys right now. Pharaoh Nefertani, who's not good. Ferris Ra, who's not good. Rathamon, who's just eh. So it's a... very low chance, unfortunately. You got 4 mythics, and you need 3 Kafrus. I mean, you need like 2 Kafrus, but 3 is ideal. Like, it's kind of like Ironhawk, you know? Once you get 2 Kafrus, you can do the Kafru thing. Once you get 2 Ironhawks, you can do the Ironhawk thing. 1 Kafru, though, it probably isn't gonna... You know, it's alright. You know, you could probably do something with 1 Kafru. But, you know, secure it, just like you do an Ironhawk. If you get 1, just like, oh, well, I'll have to... craft the next one, you know, or I'll have to wait till Khetar comes back around, I guess. So 1 is better than none. You might be able to do something with it, but mostly you need 2. Just like you always see, you're doing 2 Kafrus with the Miraji Queen, you're doing 2 Kafrus with the Essentia to get up Chrysantherax or Stellarix or something like that. So you need 2, but if you can get 3, get 3, because sometimes you will use 3 occasionally when you cannot use Essentia or Mirage Queen, then you have to use 3 Kafrus instead. Just because it's rare. Like, you might do that once every other week or something, but I would say try to get 2 at least. 3 is for, like, you know, you want to have everything. So you want to be able to do everything. But yeah, it's going to be tough. You're going to need a lot of freaking event keys to get 2 Kafrus. It's kind of like 1,000 per mythic here, so you would need at least, if you wanted to, like, make sure, right? Because you could get lucky and get it with 1 event key. You could get horribly unlucky and it might take 10,000 event keys. But normally the average is 1,000 event keys per mythic is what you want to shoot for. If you're trying to get Kafru, you should probably have at least 4,000 event keys. If you're trying to get 2 Kafrus, you should probably have at least 5,000. It's probably more like 8,000, but at least 5,000. If you think you're getting 2 Kafrus and you have less than 5,000 event keys, good luck. But yeah, event keys, you know, it's just another way to target specific mythics. Instead of opening random keys and wishing on a star, you know, at least it makes the drop table smaller and it makes it more of a chance that you get Kafru. If you're opening glory keys on a random week, or gem keys on a random week, or guild seals on a random week, then every single mythic's in the drop table. So, this is what, instead of looking like this, where there's 4, there's only 4 mythics here, so if you get a mythic, you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting Kafru, right? With event keys. When it's not an event key, and you're trying to get Kafru, this is what it looks like. All of the mythics are in the drop table. Every single one of them, pretty much. So you have like a 1 in 100 chance, if you get a mythic, to get Kafru. That's why event keys are good. You're targeting specific mythics based on which week it is, which kingdom week it is. It makes the drop table smaller, and then you have a better chance of getting that good mythic. Same way you save up diamonds to get specific mythics in the Soul Forge. You're targeting good ones. You're waiting for good ones. You're not just hoping and wishing on a star and a prayer and a rainbow. You're being smart. You're saving up event keys and diamonds to get the good mythics when it's a higher chance, instead of just scratching a scratcher and hoping you get rich. Alright, Underspire time. Sorry, Big. It's a weird one this week, you said? It's probably a Khetar restriction. Yep. Alright, what are we gonna do? Tyrion says, Kafru is good still. A small explode every turn is very useful. Yeah, I was trying to think of like a situation where you might have like Emberclaw and Kafru or something. I think, you know, Zarg is completely opposite colors. Maybe you can use every color. Maybe it's unrestricted. So there are situations where Kafru, like 1 Kafru would be helpful maybe. Like 1 Kafru and 1 Zarg. Or 1 Kafru and an Emberclaw, like in a yellow restriction, or an unrestricted place where you can do whatever you want. You could do Kafru and Zarg, maybe. So it's kind of better than 1 Ironhawk, but of course you want to get the 1 Ironhawk if you can. Like, it's the best troop in the game. Good trade-off for Leprechaun in multi-turn battles. Solid runner-up mythics here. Was getting it confused with Galvania earlier, and still... Yeah, it's good because of Kafru, honestly. I don't like these other ones at all. Nefertani I never use. Hits 1 enemy. Its third trait is a death mark, which it could just keep doing the death mark to the same troop over and over. You know, this one we don't use anymore because we don't soul farm anymore. It's a waste of your time. And Rathamon is just like weaker Wild Queen, weaker Wild King, but it's the best. It's better than these two. So if I had to rank them, it'd be like Kafru 1, Rathamon 2, I guess Pharaoh Nefertani 3, Ferris Ra 4. As far as usefulness in the game currently, you know? But we have a freaking Khetar restriction for the stupid Underspire. No, I'm just kidding. You could do this. Could do that. It's first thought. Got Dustbringer as a Khetar weapon. Dustbringer hits kind of hard, you know. It's not as good as Dawnbringer or Ruby weapon, but it's my first thought. It's probably what I'll do for a while. I'll show it real quick, and then I'll try to think of something else, because I know it's probably going to go the whole... It might go the whole way, but... I don't know. I don't know. This might be tough on, like, the 7th boss or the 6th boss, this team. Well, let's make it... Let's do it, because it's probably the fastest team you could do for early fights, at least. Purple. Brown. They share those colors. And then minus the color we don't use, hopefully. Of course not. Oh, wait, blue. We don't use blue. Class, I'd probably just do Archimagus. And I would do this for a while until it stopped working. Alright, we're gonna have to match because you know the Underspire, you don't have potions. It got us most of the way there. And if you don't kill, you get to Death Mark, everybody. Let's get our free lantern, of course. Let's do a couple more fights with this one, then I'll try to make something else, because I don't know. I don't know what I would do for 6th or 7th boss, like... Alright, highest level here. We got level 10, we got level 13, so that'll take us to the door, hopefully. Here's the team code for this one. Probably gonna take you to at least the 4th boss, maybe 5th. You might be able to go the whole way if you got some trinkets and stuff. You could probably do it with this one. Make sure you use an Anu, though, to help out these Kafrus, because there's no Enchant or Explode Potion. Make sure you do a 50% start class. Archimagus. Alright, let's see what else we can do. You don't have any of those, Starla? Yeah. You know, I think more people are doing Underspire now, so maybe I'll make more teams. I was kind of jaded for a while there, thinking nobody was doing it, so what's the point? But maybe more people are doing it now that it's, like, more lucrative and easier. Alright, what else? You know, Anknum's not bad. Like, you could do kind of the same thing for a while. If you don't have, like, Kafru or Dustbringer. You could do, like, an Anknum team. He hits all enemies. I'd probably double up on it, maybe. I might try to come up with, like, another team, too. So I might do 3 teams. I don't know. This might be one where you have to use trinkets. Like, what are you going to do otherwise? Could do, like, a Skull team. That's pretty dangerous, though, against Diamantina and some of the dragons, though. Later, and it's definitely not the fastest right now. You might have to make, like, a kind of a weird team for super deep. Like, just make a really hardy, like, maybe Chief Dargan with your hero with some sort of weapon, right? Like a summon weapon with explodey summon weapon, like Chief Dargan with an explodey summon weapon. With maybe Keeper of Souls, that way you can control the skull hits. Instead of just, like, randomly throwing skulls up there. I wonder if you could do 2 Keeper of Souls, because you could transform a different color, you know? Usually you don't do that, because you don't want to transform, like, the same color. That might be cool. Alright, let's make this little mid-team first, and then... Let's make this little mid-team first. Okay, we need, like, some mana generation. What is there? Don't really have anything too good. Maybe you just do 3 freaking Anknums with like a mana generating weapon. For like early mid, you know? It's not bad for mana generation, it's just kind of gonna be a little bit slow. Yeah, do that. I don't think we have any red weapons or anything, do we? Dead Gauntlet's red. Is everything undead? No. Stonecutter's red. Monster. Hmm.
They shall feel my fury.
Could do this and choose a color, create red gems equal to the number of gems of that color. Is that better than Gyno Sphinx though? This will jumble the board, create 5 lightning gems, and gain an extra turn. Guess that this is probably more likely to.
Your blood will boil.
Hmm. Something like that, I guess. Be like a mid team, especially like early mid. Skip blue for sure, and then maybe one of the colors for the weapon. Red or yellow. We got blue, brown, red, yellow, green. We're missing purple. There's only one banner, so I guess we just do it. And then... Probably do like Titan. Give us a little extra, like Rock Solid or whatever, plus a Brown Storm. I guess. Cause what else are we gonna do? I don't know. Alright. So here's a little mid team, especially for early. Like, are all y'all going to the 6th and 7th boss? If not, this will probably work fine. But I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make a team for the 6th, 7th boss because I thought of one. Let's get a little further in because it's not gonna look too cool unless you're in like really hard fights. It's gonna be slower. Just be my mid team if you don't have any of those troops, like somebody said. Anknum, Stonecutter, Anknum, Shaman of Set. So, Anknum's gonna hit all enemies. With a 25% chance to curse a random enemy, my turn begins, and then it will barrier a random ally for every cursed enemy. Stonecutter, Exploding Brown. Anknum uses Brown. Anknum is a monster, and it has a summon in case you lose your first slot. Another Anknum to do a bunch of damage, to do more cursing, to do more barrier maybe. And then Shaman of Set is here because red will go into the weapon, so you can use the weapon then to get everybody else up or summon or something. But you could choose whatever color's the most on the board and then make a ton of red, get an extra turn, get up your weapon, then cast your weapon. That's what I'm thinking. It's the only other way I could think to mana generate. But that's the mid team. Titan was because we want Brown, Storm, we want Rock Solid in case we lose this or whatever. There wasn't really a good class. Alright, let's show... So this one... Okay. A low-level team would probably be, like... I don't know that anybody's out there doing this low-level, but real quick, if you're super low-level and you're just trying to get to, like, the second boss or whatever, you could do this. And use a weapon that does damage. Whoops. Got Undead Construct. This is Undead, right? Let's do that. And put it like in this slot, that way all these are around it to protect it, because you only have one damage dealer here. And then go purple, brown, I guess. It's gonna be slow. This is not gonna be fast, but you'll get the job done. This is low-level players. You don't have Ankdom, you don't have Pharaoh Kafru, you don't have Dustbringer. Yeah, just stick with Titan, maybe. I guess. Alright. Let's just show it like once here. You're casting Wall of Bone. You're doing the Wall of Bones dance. There's like 3 of these teams out there. There's the Dwarven Gate, the Wall of Bones, the Wall of Tentacles. If you're early game, you should know these teams, because every once in a while you're going to have to use them. And once you get it rolling, though, be good to go. You cast this, look, gets up the next one and the weapon. Cast the weapon. Oh, wait, I gotta change my class. Hold on. I want to get extra turns off of that. Let's just take Skulls. Gotta change my class. We gotta make ourselves undead or whatever. Or, yeah. We need to be undead to make the weapon work better. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just like I never use these weapons unless I'm using them right. Except for Norbert's turnip. Why does this always do this? Like I can't see what's here. Necromancer. This is so buggy. Okay, Necromancer and Death Knight are the 2 options. I think Necromancer's a little better than Death Knight. Alright, come on. Jeez Louise. Clear filter, so just remember Death Knight and Necromancer. Let's try Necromancer. It has a 50% start. We don't really need the Darkstorm, so that's good. Okay, now everything's undead, so now hopefully this gets an extra turn, and it's putting purple up for the Wall of Bones. So now it should work better. But it is going to be a little bit of a slow start, but then you're rolling. I should put Anu on too. I just can't get it right. Just call me can't get right. Take Skulls, because you just have 1 damage dealer, so you want to take Skulls too. If you have the weapons up, you cast it. The Wall of Bones are just there to get up your weapon. And most of the time you'll get an extra turn. Sometimes no, but... Okay, now you cast these to get up that. And all the while, they're gaining armor and giving all other allies attack and mana. So the first slot's going to have a bunch of attack eventually and a bunch of armor. Like if you have to keep going and going and going. Alright, we got an extra turn, and then boom. So this is the low-level Underspire team. There's the door. Alright, let's make one more team, because I think, like, you might need a crazy, like... I already kind of said it, but, for, like, the 6th and 7th boss, you might need something crazy. You know, I was thinking... Chief Dargan. Let's do the whole team, and then we'll put it in whatever weapon fits best. I was gonna do double Keeper of Souls, because you can control, like, what color you can choose. Instead of just randomly throwing skulls up there with Wrath Amon or Bone Dragon, you can choose. You could also do, like, Apophysis, maybe? Or Azurus? Or Skeleton, even? But I want to see what double Keeper of Souls is hitting on, maybe. Definitely need mana generation now, so the weapon has to be like, especially like explodey, summony. We got a tank. It's also gonna give attack to itself and all allies below and explode a row. That's kind of a mana generator and a tank and a skull troop. And then we have a bunch of skulls. So this is gonna keep gaining attack, and then it's gonna have a bunch of skulls to use for that attack. So we need an explodey weapon. What's the best one? Okay, we got Bone Cutter. It uses green and yellow, and it gives a to Khetar. It's not bad. It's got green. This one is blue and brown. Not as good, right? Because both Keeper of Souls use brown. It's kind of gonna block on brown there. We got red and yellow. That's horrible because Chief Dargan's red and yellow, and we got blue and green, which nothing uses, and it explodes purple. All right, so this is the best one, and it's for Khetar.
They shall feel my fury.
Could even do like this to save your weapon even more. Throw it in the middle there, because if one Keeper of Souls dies, you still have another one. Then you could summon. This will make your team more survivable. So we have a tank that's gaining attack and exploding. We have a Keeper of Souls who we can choose instead of just randomly throwing up stuff. It also has 50% chance to summon a white. So this is all based on like survivability and like 100% chances here. We're not trying to screw around. And then if I was like on something super hard, I might just go with Elementalist to make sure I win. And then Banner. We gotta get up the weapon, you know? Like the Banner's gonna be stupid, but otherwise... so we're using Elementalist, I don't know. We got red, yellow, purple, brown. We got every color. I don't know. We definitely need purple or brown in there. And then we probably need either blue or green. So, I don't know. Purple or brown and blue and green. Whatever. Green, purple, minus red. That's probably alright. Let's just do that. We'll give the +2 to the weapon because we need mana generation. We'll give plus purple because Keeper of Souls. And we're minusing red on Chief Dargan. It's fine. He can get yellow still. And alright, so this would be like, I'm not going to use this on the first boss or the second boss or the third boss. This would be like I'm having trouble with my Dustbringer team or my Anknum team, and I need something else because that's not working. I don't have trinkets, etc. I'll show it once, but it's not going to look good because it's not fighting something super hard. Alright, we got to get that weapon up. So green or blue. Oh, here's some yellow. Some blue. Green and purple. Get the weapon, but we can start doing Keeper of Souls. So you want to make sure you're converting a color that you get an extra turn on. So like yellow here is great. We don't need this green, but oh, we can do Elementalist. Let's just do yellow. And then you know, they might get some skulls, but you got 50% skull mitigation, and you got a bunch of summoning power. And we got Keeper of Souls again. We could do purple. Let's do purple. Now we can do the other one. Purple again, sure. And that's what I would recommend for like the super hard fights. I wouldn't recommend it early though. Come on, dummy. Oh, I gotta get the dragon. Anyway, so I just did 4 teams for the Underspire, so hopefully that helps somebody out there. Yeah, if you don't have like 2 Keeper of Souls, a Skeleton or an Aziris or an Apophysis would be the next best thing. Because you can control those. Apophysis converts a certain color. Aziris, like, you can add skulls in certain spots or something. I forget what it does. And then Skeleton has an extra turn, so... Alright, let's catch up in the chat, and then I really need to get out of here pretty soon. But Guild Wars, hold on. One more thing. We gotta look at Guild Wars. I don't know. I'm not gonna call like, hey, this is my team right now. I mean, it's the first day. I haven't looked at Wild Plains yet, but I've been pretty good at making teams for Guild Wars. I've only lost twice. I was the Paragon the first time you could be Paragon. I think I got second place in the next one after that. So we got Wild Plains as our. This was my team last time. Which went undefeated. Wild Plains. This is what we got. And the weapon's probably going to be restricted to Wild Plains too. That's what sucks. When it's a kingdom restriction, your weapons are restricted too. I gotta catch up in the chat. I gotta hurry, y'all. People are getting antsy. Bone Cutter, Anctum, 2 Kafru. That's not bad. Jets is here. Rathamon is a tool for the tool belt. Ferris Rock can be good early to mid game if you still need souls. Soul farming can be, you know me, man. Dustbringer, that would help, yeah. You don't have any of those? Yeah. Skeleton, interesting. CCTW, how's it going? You haven't taken this type of event seriously? You get 7 torches a day, though. They give you free torches every day. And then you want to buy, like, it's kind of like a holiday event. Not really, but, you know, you want to buy a certain amount each day, and it's pretty cheap. If you want to do the entire thing, you kind of have to buy twice a day, I think. But, you know, it's really cheap to be buying once a day, and you get 7 torches free every day. And it's something you should be doing. If you're taking this game seriously, you should be playing your Underspire. At least doing your free torches, like at least. You get 7 a day. But if you're playing the game seriously, you would be buying more turns and getting to the 7th boss and doubling the 6th boss with your lantern. Getting those orbs, they're guaranteed orbs. Like when you open vault keys, you're hoping for those orbs, and they're literally there. You don't have to like get lucky. They're sitting there waiting for you to get them. Satite Warrior could be good for low-level players, you're right. You said Deep Team can consider cheesing Deathmark and some... Yeah, that might take a few turns. Jotting down your late teams, right. You could, because it just rotates. Like, we're going to have all this again in 38 weeks, pretty much, kinda. Alright, what I normally do with Wild Plains, I don't know if it's going to work for Guild Wars, but normally I'll do, like, a Ketris King Stormguard team. Oh, do we have... No, we don't. I'm dumb. We have to do Wild Plains here, too. Unfortunate. Doom Spade's here, though. Rage Reaver. Stormguard's Hammer's interesting. First things that caught my eye were Doom Spade and Rage Reaver. But our hero would have to be freaking Taurus, which I don't really want to do. Doom Spade maybe, though. We make an all-brown team. If we make an all-brown team... Got Lord of Slaughter, but he's not brown, and there's no other good Skull Troops. Well, Queen Moonclaw's alright. Summon a random null. King Minos. Oh man, this is gonna be kinda stinky. This is gonna be tough. Savage Hunter. But the enemy would have to be green. Oh boy. Yeah, this is trash. I don't know, y'all. This is butt. You'd either have to do like a Lord of Slaughter Queen Moonclaw or like a Ketris King Stormguard. You could try a Doom Spade like Empyrean or Ketris. What if you did Doom Spade with Bulette? You try for that 50% chance to devour if there's 13 or more brown. I don't like that too much, but... Huh. This is a tough one, y'all. I don't know. But normally what I do is like this. Huh. I don't know. You could do King Minos, so you don't have to use Shaman. Then you pretty much have to use Elementalist in a... So it's gonna be slow. Oh, geez. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a tough one. I might not go undefeated on this one, but I always say that, and then I'm always okay. Have to be like Wild Cleaver, maybe.
They shall feel my fury.
Hmm. Sucks to put that in first slot. This is just what I normally do. It might work. It'd probably work for most people. Most of y'all aren't fighting like top 10 guilds and top 20 guilds, and like if my new account was using this, it would definitely win, but yeah, I don't know what to do for guild wars, dude. It's so tough. You either have to do this or Lord of Slaughter, Queen Moonclaw, maybe, or Doom Spade with all brown. So the three things I could think of. You cast Bulette. I mean, it would be funny to change their team around. Knock them to the back. You'd have to get really lucky, though. Be like a Doom Spade with Bulette. And whatever else you got, I guess. I don't know. What if somebody did like Bulette, Mongo, and Soothsayer or something? Let me finish this team. You guys are going to have to stay tuned. I'm not sure. I'm sure most of y'all aren't in top 10, top 20 guilds, like, right? Not like, a lot of y'all are, but like out of the percentage of people watching overall, it's like impossible, right? So, blue, green, maybe. And we got blue, brown, green, red. We're missing yellow and purple. It's kind of not great. So it's going to start slow, which sucks. Can't really afford that. So I should probably go all in on the weapon, honestly. So we're starting so blue, brown. Go blue, brown, minus yellow. I kind of don't want the Wild Cleaver in first slot, but then what else are we gonna put there? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I'll keep thinking. Maybe I'll change it before. Ugh. Alright, we need blue and brown bad. This is unrestricted PvP, so it's not easy or anything. I think I did pick the easiest fight, though. Normally I'll, like, start with the easiest fight and then move it up. Okay, okay. Let's do this. Guild Wars is a place where you're kind of more likely not to just lose your first slot, so you could... This could come in handy still, like with the summon. Something could just hit your third slot really hard, and then you could summon something in, but definitely not ideal to be in first slot, but not horrible either. And we'll move it up the trophies. What do I got on here? Is that VP? Yeah, so that doesn't matter. We'll go up to 2 trophy now. See if we can still win. Oh, we definitely want an Anu if it's not on. No, we'd probably do just to replicate. I'd probably do this. That's my medals. You can't start slow in Guild Wars. You really can't. Even if your team's better, if they get a jump on you, you could still lose. Then they could just loop you to death or silence you or tie you all up real quick. You cannot start slow, and that's the problem right now. I really want blue or brown, please. Come on. I got a Bowhawk. Alright, there's our weapon. It better get everything up on the team. At least King Stormguard. You always do him first because he has mana generation tied to his damage. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I always feel like this, though. Alright, 3 trophy time. Might just have to play really good. How'd you get nothing up, Buttercup? At least you got yourself back up. There we go. Ah, it didn't explode that time. Usually it's putting lightning gems on the board at the start of every turn, but I think we had too many extra turns or something, so. Anyway, this is an idea for a lot of people. I don't know if you're trying for Paragon in a top 10 guild. I don't know. But for a lot of people, this will work. Just gotta play good, too. Or you're facing dead guilds and it really doesn't matter, right? Like on my new account, we just face dead guilds and it doesn't matter what I'm using, but that's my usual go-to for Wild Plains. I'm not, adjusted for Guild Wars a little bit with Elementalist and King Minos. I usually don't do King Minos, but 50% starting these two so they get up quicker. Anu is to help Wild Cleaver get up a little faster. You have to use Elementalist, honestly, to play Guild Wars if you're facing hard teams. And you almost have to use Orpheus, too. So, that's my first thought, anyway. You guys let me know if you come up with something better, or... You know me, I don't want to hear about, John Travolta's team, but if you come up with something yourself, I'd love to hear it. Needs a Deathmark Undead Dragon. Could be cool. Ultra Nintendo? Are you kidding me? I agree. Not sure that Immortal should be there. Oh, okay. So it's Nexus. Well, good thing I didn't use it. This type of restriction, you may need to change your team before each battle. Could be, could be. You know, rock, paper, scissors type stuff. But I think that's everything, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I've been streaming way too long. I told her an hour, and it's been 2 hours, so... Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. And I'll see y'all next time. Can I set my defense? That'd be the only other thing, right? Yeah, we haven't chose, so I can't. But I'll see you tomorrow for the new account. And we can always talk about the main account while I'm playing the new account. So if you have anything, if you have any questions, I'm always, anytime I'm streaming, you can ask any kind of question. But I'll be back tomorrow. So 10:30 a.m. EST, new account, playthrough. We just got Ironhawk. We just got the most vault keys we've ever got from a vault event. We're about to finish up every single quest and get out of the early game, so it should be interesting. Hope to see you there. Special shout out to Sauna, Chad, Juan, and Anita for the Lights On Doors Open business that helps me and my family and helps me keep this channel going and bringing y'all live streams and more content. So thank you so much, Anita, Chad, and Sauna, and Juan. But I'll see y'all. Have a good one. You're the best. Thanks for joining me today. Let's do that. Let's do that. Sometimes I forget, but where'd my chat go? Oh, piss. I lost it. Where'd it go? How do you get it back now? Hold on. Let me say goodbye to everybody. I got it back. Alright. Maybe not everybody, but everybody that's here right now, I guess. Most people. Alright, thanks for joining me today, Jets. Adabukula Abula Ultra Nintendo. Tyrion Shark, CCTW, Beg, Starla. Got Tyrion, we got Jets. Beg for Mercy. Cat was here today. Got Tyrion, we got Cat. Got Horth with all those good questions. Beg was here. Got Juan. Got Horth. We got Daniel Lucas. Yoke the Ham. Chad. Horth. Anita, thanks again. Chad, thanks again. Horth and Beg and Yoke and Murda Serta. Horth and Starla. And Beg was first. Starla was second. Horth was third. YouTube really wants to make out with Chad, Tyrion, and Beg. You guys won. But special shout out to Tyrion. Not Tyrion. But hey, shout out to Tyrion. Anita, Sana, and Chad. Appreciate it. Usual suspects, let's go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. You're the best. Peace out. Don't kill me, Mrs. Cindy. Don't bend my sausage.